Hi everyone, I'm Dan Ryckert with GiantBomb.com. I played a lot of games this year, but very few of them stuck with me the way that Bloodstained Ritual of the Night did. I adored this game while I played it. It's one of my most played games of the year. Platinumed the game, and I was thrilled to watch Vinny play through the whole game this year. And while watching Vinny play, I realized that that game has so many shards, which are abilities in the game, that I found the ones I liked, and I tended to kind of use them over and over and over again. But in watching Vinny play, I realized there are tons and tons of shards that I got every shard in the game, but there are tons that I just never use, and now I super wish I had in my playthrough. So now, here are the 5 shards I wish I had used in Bloodstained. High jump. Mobility stuff is always my favorite in just about any game. Like getting a double jump in a game is always one of my favorite things you can possibly get. And one of my favorite things about Bloodstained in general was the mobility stuff, because Symphony of the Night did not really have that much of it. You could turn into like the bat to kind of slowly fly around, you could turn into the wolf and run and stuff like that. But in Bloodstained, you know, you got the double jump, you can turn the whole castle upside down anytime you want. And my favorite, absolutely, is the accelerator, which I leveled up all the way and lets you just fly around like, you know, just this blue blur through all these levels. Absolutely loved it. But Vinny got something that I guess I got and never used. It's called the high jump. And I think it would have helped a ton, because whenever I wanted to go up high in the game, I would always just invert, and I would just run along the ceiling and then invert again when I want to get to a higher spot. With the high jump, it seems like you can just kind of keep doing it over and over and over again. So it seems like a triple jump that you can just keep using, and it shoots you up super duper fast. And so especially in the end, when I was really grinding to get all this money and Alcahest and everything, it would have been great to be able to like just zip around with that high jump, and I really wish I had used that. Heretical grinder. If you watched our playthrough, Vinny's playthrough of Bloodstained, you'll see that maybe his most used shard was the Heretical grinder. And it's not fancy, it's not complicated, it's just a big old fucking sword, spinning sword thing with like little spiky things on the side of it, and you can just hold out your arm and point it at a boss, and it just spins and just straight up fucks him up. It looked cool, and it looked very, very useful. I wish I had used it. Standstill. This is a power that I think a lot of games have had, and it can be very useful in games. Basically, it just creates a field that makes it so enemies freeze on the screen. And there were a million times in the game that I just needed to get to a save spot. I was desperately low on health, and I'd just gotten a bunch of shards or like crafting materials or something, and all I wanted to do was lock it in and save it. And it would have been really, really helpful to be able to just freeze the screen and bypass all the enemies and safely get to the save spot. The Chisel thing. I forget the name of it, but Vinny got it near the end of his playthrough, and it's just basically a fucking machine gun. You can just point it at the enemies and hold in R2, I think, and just shoot a barrage of just metal chisels. I think maybe the Carpenter gives it to you, but yeah, you're just shooting nails into something's head, doing a ton of damage. I think you can level up the rate of fire and everything. Significant damage. Would have really helped against some of those late game bosses. Teps Oceus. This is a thing that she yells every time she uses. It seems really great. It is I love lightning powers in games. Lightning powers, like Sith lightning, Force lightning stuff, that's always my absolute favorite type of magic power in a game. And so I would have loved it already because of that, but I also like things that you can just kind of fire and forget and not have to think about. And so this is lightning that just homes in on all the enemies on screen and fucks them up real good. I would have absolutely loved this. It looks really useful if you want to cheese some boss fights and just kind of hang out on the ceiling and just kind of shoot some Teps Oceus at him. So as much as I loved Bloodstained, in fact, it went back and forth in my head of whether it was my game of the year or not all year, I think I would have liked it even more if I would have maybe experimented around with these 5 shards. Maybe I'll play it again, maybe I'll play some DLC and see a little more variety in the shards that I use.